Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are at the back end of season number 10 and we have got the Goliath. We have got India coming up in 3 tests, 3 one-days, 3 T20 internationals. Now our test form is shocking, really bad. But our ODI form is on the rise, 94 points, 19 behind India. Chance to creep in the right direction. And we are just holding on to number 1 in the world in T20 cricket. Pakistan are climbing and rising, so are Bangladesh. India down in 4th. And the reason Pakistan are climbing is because they've just beat us in a series. The first one we've lost in 10. So we've lost 1 series in 10. And we've also won the last 7 ODI series. We're doing very, very well. But if we look at our stats against India as a whole, played 8, lost 14, drawn 1. ODI series we've lost the majority of them, but we've lost 2 straight. T20 series we've lost 2 straight, and we've just lost the test match against them. And you go, what the hell is going on with your test team? Well, our test team, unfortunately, has been struggling with the bat. In the entirety of the save, we averaged 32.28. This year we've come back strong. 7 test matches, 36 average. But the previous 2 seasons, 28 and 29 average, are pretty woeful, to be fair. Are we scoring at a good rate? 2031 we scored at a 46 strike rate. So this year we've upped the average, upped the strike rate, upped balls per dismissal, upped balls per boundary, upped 100 per innings. There's good stuff. It's slow increments, but it's good. Likewise with the ball, we're averaging 30.61 this year. We averaged 30.56 overall, so we're pretty much in line with where we were. Our peak years, to be fair, were those first few years where we still had the likes of Rabada going on. At the moment, our attack has been quite expensive. You see, 2032 was the most expensive year we'd had with a 3.57 economy rate, and this year we're settling into a 3.1 and a 53 strike rate. So the strike rate is low. Like, these are our low seasons, and it's in there. And if we look since the start of the save, Marco Jansen has played 93 test matches for us in these 10 seasons, 437 wickets at 28, strike rate 53, economy 3.23, 5 man of the matches. Peter with 5 man of the matches from 58 games, 253 wickets at 26 is good. Rabada was good. Did I axe him too soon? I did feel like it was the right time. And Giddy was good when he played. But DeLang has come in and taken 95 wickets at 32. High strike rate of 57. Mid-tier economy rate of 3.41. Callahan 79 wickets at 32. 52 strike rate 3.65 economy rate. Like, we've not bought in quality, have we really? If we look at those numbers, we're bought in guys that average 32 year on year, time and time again. And if we look since the 2030 to 2033 where we are now, Peter and Jansen are streams above everyone else. Swanepoel pretty good in that time, but Forrester du Plessis is that 5th bowler. Does it hurt us actually more than we're probably giving it credit for? And in terms of quality with the bat in Test cricket, Stubbs 8,000 runs at an average of 52 is incredible. 23 centuries, a 33 conversion rate. His hundreds per innings is 17.65, which is monstrous, and his match is 53% better than the averages of the players in the matches that he's played in. Those numbers are great. Forrester's been great, averaging 43. Markram 39 on the slide. Stolk with 36. Like, we've seen him arrive, we've seen him score some centuries, 9 of them. Not that great. Van Tonder averaged 35. I think he was a 35 guy, and Love is down to a 47 average. But if we look over the last few seasons, we see Stubbs and Love both very good. Stolt with a 34 average, Forrester 45. Fee Jones come good with 40, but Markram averaged 30 over that time. Zwane with 31 as well. du Plessis 33. I was hopefully going to get a little bit more out of him. But when we're through that, we've got a bit of New Zealand and we've got a little bit of T20 World Cup action where, let's not forget, and I love to say it, we're reigning defending T20 World Cup winners. Just looking at the team that India are putting out there, trying to work out what sort of wicket I'm going to go for. They do have spinners, but I'm not sure their spinners are their strength. Bundella, 27 average, 284 wickets as a seamer. Mane 50 at 29. Where is their strength? They've got 25 at 29 from a spinner, 287 at 27. Those numbers are quite good. The reason I say that is I was just floating the idea of playing 2 spinners because I think Kidwell could be an exceptional cricketer. Does mean we're going unchanged. So Forrester again, after missing out last year, age 33, has been a good player for us. He averaged 41 last year. Was that first class cricket I was looking at? Because I don't feel like I played him. Current year, 2 matches and 10. No, he didn't play last year. I'm looking at Kidwell. I'm all over the place here. He did have a good year. He averaged 40 odd last year, Forrester. I think I'm going to move on from him. I'm going with Koning at 6. He's come in, hit the ground running, averages 50, 450s. You know, like what he's starting to put out there. First class career average of 59 in domestic cricket, 69 in one day cricket. Looks Evander Holyfield, the real deal. We're also going to try Smith with the new ball for a change. It is a seamers deck, and we are batting. 376, it's a good start. It's 100 from Tristan Stubbs. Who else would be scoring 100? An average of 52. That's up there with one of the best players we had in the entire West Indies, Dave. Fijoin has become a very consistent performer for us, averaging 40 in Test cricket from 40 games now. Also, Smith with the bat, scoring 20 odd down the order. He can bat. He's got a first class century, averages 30. 66 run lead, it's better than nothing. They get a good score, 76 from Martin. Big Vivek getting it done, 28 years old. Average of 51 from 6 games, averages 55.97. First class cricket from 80 odd games. Down at 7 in the order. This was hard yak, but Marco Jansen took 3 in quick succession around here, around this 40 to 50 over mark. So the ball was pretty old. They were none down, and then we made some inroads. The pitch has broken up a bit. It's a bit uneven, and for the first time, we're in front. Okay, we're bowled out for 390. The Stolt goes big with 144. We get runs throughout. Strike rate is good. It's good. Well, it's good for us anyway. They need 457 to win. I kept batting because Predictor still had them on about 25%, and I was like, I just don't fancy us in these conditions. But we do have a bit of turn in the pitch now as well, so Peter's going to come into play. Have we, for not the first time in this series, thrown away a winning position by batting slightly too long? They didn't want to go for the win here. We had them 291 for 8 at the end. Smith with 4. This was really good to see for the 25-year-old. He's got that excellent first-class record averaging 26, 40 strike rate. There's a lot to love about it, but they just managed to hang on. Have we thrown away a prime opportunity? We did it against Australia many years ago. 312. It's not great. We get a great start. Horan and Stolt, they both take it to them. Stolt 54 of 49. About him on 4 aggression here, trying to get him going because we always get stuck with Love. His strike rate 20 for this 24. He's got a career strike rate of 50, but I feel like he has these innings where he just can't get going. Koning with another 50. We just need him to start converting, and we've got a superstar on our hands. 68 behind. It's not the worst, but I do realise I made a selection error. I just stupidly made the assumption after playing this game for 300 odd hours this year that it picked the same team because I gave it a once over and it did. But no, we've got 2 spinners in the team, and it hurt us actually. It's not turning. There's more in it for the seamers. Jansen with 4, Duplessis 2, Kidwell 1 for 66 off 22. There's some control there, but we're definitely behind this game. We have from nowhere given ourselves a chance of victory here because we were in a bit of a mess. 5 for 188. We've got about 120 run lead, and I'm thinking, we're done. But Brett Horan steps up. Second Test match century, 181 of the almost chanceless best. Duplessis scores a century, which is century number 1 from 23 games. And all of a sudden, we've got a 329 run lead. Uneven bounce, turning pitch. Predictor, it likes us, but I'm scared to declare. Let's try and score some quick runs. Okay, we've declared 436. Duplessis 128. We actually only batted 5 more overs and we scored quite a few runs, so I was relatively happy with that. Predictor does like us more than India, but I wouldn't bet your bottom dollar on it. We've got to take wickets fast. This is getting tricky. 144 for 3. Lunch on day 5. Predictor still likes us more than them. We only go and do it. It's Marco Jansen above anything else. He took 4 wickets in that final session. Finishes with 5 for 70. It should be a series win against India. Instead, we're 2-0 up. 1-0 up with 1 to play. That's how maths works, Bobby. Also reasonably happy with Horan. 12 games averaging 46. Strike rate 58. Kidwell out. Lang in. Seamer's deck. Let's go. Bowled him out for 300, bro. That is a fine effort, if I don't say so myself, because they were 121 for 1. But Peter, 5 for 63 on day 1 of a seaming pitch test match, rolls through the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 7 fall to him. 60 behind. Pretty poor. A Tristan Stubbs century. Pretty good again. Test match century number 25, 92 tests, averaging 51. But then double digits quite often. Smith with a 45 was quite nice, but you know, we should have won the first test. We won the second. Got a feeling we're not going to win the third. What a performance from Peter. He takes 6 for 52. Rai holds strong, scores 100, not out. He's now got 7 centuries from 45 games, averaging 46. Probably a better player than that. Jansen with a couple towards the end. We've given ourselves a shot of a series win against India. This is big time stuff. Big time Charlie. Uneven bounce. Average wear. Vantage India. But we have come to play. Unfortunately, no one told us we actually came to play cricket and turned up and got absolutely rolled other than Stubbs with a 50-odd. It's a 1-1 series tie. A series we should have won, but there is benefits. There is high side. Stoke and Haran, I think we've found openers. Stoke 27, Haran 25. We've got openers for maybe the next 5-6 years for us. Stubbs still strong. Peter can bat, he can bowl, he can do everything. Duplessis still can't bowl. Mid-30s batter. If he was a bit better with the ball, it'd be the genuine article all-rounder. Smith looks good with bat, averaging 23, but 40 with the ball. Jansen, as always, an incredible performer. Does give us a little boost in the world ratings, which is something I am all for. 3-1 Dayers. So last year, we actually didn't play. Last year we played 15 games. Forrester and English weren't in the mix. We went with Kurtzia, who actually bowled reasonably well for us during that time. I think the question is, do we go with English or Zwaney or Koning? And none of them are kind of going, hey, yeah, I'm your guy. English averages 36 in one-day cricket. It's got to be Koning. That 57 average is absolutely immense. Yeah, that average, bro. We've been rolled. We've been rolled real bad. Jaiswal with man of the match, even though they bowl us out for 143, of which we're 5 for 44. Jaiswal 71 not out. What a game of cricket. The second one comes down to the wire. Love, Pretorius go big. 144 to lead us off. Brevis with a 50. Patel takes 6 for 67. Rolls us out, but with 2 balls to spare, we hold our own. Kazia with 4 for 48. Kirsten, good. Peter, good. Duplessis, well, he played. I can't say he was exceptional. But yeah, we managed to do it. 290, all out, 1 apiece. Could we win another ODI series? And a series win over India, who are number 1 in the world, would be massive. We are having poor campaigns. Years, or we could even say careers, from Venter, who I've given 23 games to, who has actually given us nothing back. If we're going to have a chance of winning this is the time. 2, 4, 7 for 9. What a performance. We make the choice to bowl Duplessis in the 3-hole. First change, 1 for 29. Tied up the game. Peter came on, 1 for 47. Tied up the game. Kirsten tying up the games. Are we good enough to chase 2, 4, 8? Oh my days, we're not going to do it. 13 to win, 22 balls remaining. Kirsten and Kurtzia at the crease. And we don't do it. We lose the series by 5 runs. We take it down to the wire. I think we've proven we're a much better team than we used to be, but a series defeat is never a good thing. But we do. Oh no, we're still within 19. And then what I would class as a big T20 series, 3 games. We're number 1 in the world. They've dropped down just a little bit. Wants us to play Forrester, but I'm going to stick with Koning. We've got Klaassen in there still. Tristan Stubbs has had an extremely poor year, averaging 7, so we need to get him going. Marco Jansen averaging 110 with the ball in 6 games isn't the ideal place to be. Wiley's out injured. Luz, how old is he now? 27. Averages 2016, 7.28 economy rate. So the economy rate is king in him. And we play an absolute doozy of a first game. Brevis good. Stubbs came good. A few runs from Duplessis down the order. We bag over 200. But this Indian team is built differently. And our bowling attack was not built the same. And we've got another massive contest. Stubbs with 85 off 36. He's coming hot. Klaassen 55 off 28. It's why I've stuck with him. India score over 200, but they are 9 runs short. We don't do much with the ball. Everyone got a bit of tap, but I think that's more down to India being a good team and us not being a bad team. Remember, we are, looking at the world ratings, number 1 in the world just at the moment, and a T20 World Cup on the horizon. Strike rates are strong here. Koning not so strong. We could go for that. When I say could, it means that is what I have done, and we do get some good bowling out of him. 1 for 22. He was very, very solid. We restrict them for the first time to 143 and knock them off in 10 overs. Pretorius is notorious with his 89 off 39. Stubbs with 18 off 6. English gave us a great start. We saw, we conquered, we're at home, and we have beaten India in T20 cricket. We're number 1 in the world. Don't ever forget it, baby. Bit of New Zealand time going on now. We've got test match action, we've got T20 action, we've got one day action again. The final curtain on one, trying to build this test team this episode in the season number 10, but also before the T20 World Cup, which we are going to finish off with this episode. I think success comes down to the pitch, and it's a pretty even looking pitch. We've got this guy in the squad, and Conker. Now, he looks great. 139 wickets at 25, strike rate of 39. We're stacking up the spinners behind Peter, but we don't need a spinner. What are we getting from DeLang this year? Not a great deal. I think Callahan is coming back into the team. Both equally averaging 32 in their career. We have brought in this guy as well. This is going to be a butchering. Shongavel, who at 25 years old, 69 wickets at 27, strike rate 40. Economy rate's really high though. So we're going to remain relatively unchanged from where we have been. We are up against it. It's another 5 for Peter. The kid at 32 years old, has got 3 fifers on the trot. His record, 277 wickets at 25, is an excellent record, but we were up against it. 200 for the first wicket. They're 330 for 2 at one stage. So to get him out 471's not bad, but we are so far behind the game. Just 440 for us to go and win. They get 278, and they do it very fast at 66 overs. Peter with another 3 for 38, but all the seamers really struggled for control. Ravinder scored his 70 odd really well. Reed's coming. I'm sure he played against us in the West Indies save, but averaging 94. Test match debut, scores 171 against us. Well played. Wilson, 29 years old, averages 37. He has a great day out against us. We are not favourites. Absolutely crumbled. We got a good partnership between Love and Haran, who put on 140, but other than that, we were wet-willied. Similar sort of pitch. Koning now averaging 33, Fijoan 38, Duplessis 32, but he's batting at 7. But I'd expect a little bit stronger with the ball, to be honest. You could bring back Forrester, who gives you a bit more bat, but worse bowl. So we're going to stay as we are. And staying as we are works well, because Marco Jansen scores 136, Koning with 78, Smith with 66, runs down the order, save us really, because we were 5 for 160, but we take a good lead with Smith, all-round game, 4 for 87, Peter with another 4, and then Haran 177, Love 129, put them with 611 to win, and the sheer weight of trying to chase that is too much. We pull it back to 1 apiece. And from 1-0 down to 2-1 series winners. Fijoan, we owe you again 81 off 138. Love with 89 is pretty solid as well. The partnerships weren't great and we went pretty easy, but we did enough to get a score. And that A score was too much, with Callahan coming back to form with the ball, taking 3 for 27, giving us about an 89 run lead. Then Love scores yet another century of the series. He's back in form and we bowl him for 196. Our bowling attack has been absolutely exceptional this series. Minus one innings or one test. We win by 410 runs. We win by 239 runs. They beat us by 181. But when it comes down to it, Love has scored 2 centuries, 453 runs, takes his average back up to 48. Haran, I think that's back-to-back series that he has looked like a really good player for us, averaging 48 this year. Stoke averaged 30, we'll look past that. And with the ball, it's the Peter show, isn't it? Time and time again. 18 wickets at 20. Janssen 17 at 23, although economy rate 3.53. Dampened down after a couple of games where it didn't quite work. And Smith averaged under 30 as well. Helps the world ratings? No, stay on 84 points. As we go into yet another ODI series where we're trying to build for the future. We are 94 points. New Zealand on 84 points. Another win here. We keep climbing. Still struggling to know what to do exactly with this team because Venter is averaging 4. Koning 27. Like, some of that isn't great, to be honest. And the performance isn't great either. Koning with 49, Duplessis 41. But we're 5 for 61. We're blown out of the water from Folks, who turns into a wonderful player on the game. And they knock him off in 34 overs. We have been battered. Second game, the second coming of South Africa. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Kurtzia with 3 for. Look at the economy rates. Economy rate is king. If you can get on top and slow down the run rate early, you've got a great chance of winning the game here. And that's exactly what happened. Koning with 81 off 81. She has 126 with Venter. Oh man, we needed that. If we get those two humming, we've got a great team. And it's a series win. We needed it after the India loss. Pretoria steps up with 84. We only get 210, but Kurtzia with a career sort of day. 5 for 14. Career defining. Gives us the victory. That means Koning average 40, Venter average 40. The gaps in the lineup maybe are just starting to be filled. Kurtzia, for all the problems that he's caused us over the years at 33, is probably playing his best ODI cricket for us as well. The world ratings, 95 points. We don't really move a lot. You've got to beat India, Pakistan to make big sways. T20 time, last chance to give anyone an opportunity to play. And I just want to see if there's anything hopping around in domestic cricket with like super sexy strike rates. There's this guy, Jonathan Wiley. He's only averaging 20, 350s. It's not enough cricket. Horan, 13 games. Like, there's not a lot there. English is one of the best. In terms of strike rate, 161 from 194 games. Beamish, I think we've touched on in a previous episode. He's got a century to his name. What's he doing? Not a lot this year. Not bad last year. Or the alternative is you find a guy with an amazing economy rate. Gumede is interesting. He's got a 10 strike rate and a 7.3 economy rate. Those numbers are absolutely insane, actually. I'm just going to have a look at him. So that's pretty much how we've been lining up for most of the year. Now, DeLang, 8.89 economy rate. I think that's where we can make the change. We could bring in... So Wiley is equally incredible. Domestic, 107, 13 strike rate, 7.22 economy rate. So I think whatever change we make is going to be a positive one there. Just looking at these two. Gumede, there's not many overs. 55 wickets. He's got a better average, better strike rate, better, almost not a better economy rate. So I think I'm going to go Wiley. How old's Wiley? He's young as well, 26 years old. You've got no bat though, son. We haven't got much bat, but we do have a bowling attack. 146 all out. No one really doing much. English and Pretorius at the stop gave us a 50-run opening stand, but it was the ball. Kirsten, 3 for 42, going at 10s. Peter 1 for 8, Wiley 2 for 18. I feel like we've probably just made a really good decision. Look at that, 7.32 economy rate from 11 games. That is a really, really good record. Also, Kirsten is frustratingly hanging on to a position. His career record is pretty good, but this year, 8.24 economy rate. Previous year was 6.6 in the World Cup year. So, okay, maybe get off his back. And we're going to take a series win into the World Cup. We score 191. Brevis going at a 200 strike rate. Love to see a bit of that. Same for Marco Jansen down the order. 190 is a great score, but New Zealand's batting unit has been decimated. Wiley coming in with a 5 economy rate, 2 for 20. Duplessis, 2 for 17, 6 economy rate. Economy rate kings throughout. And we wrap up the series because we have bowled them out for 85. This is quite the incredible series from our team. 5 for Kirsten. Wiley looks like a world beater here. Either they're really poor or our bowling attack is absolutely beast mode because we've battered them 3-0. We're now over 100 points in the world ratings. In terms of the batters, we've got Stubbs at 3. In terms of the bowlers, we've got Kirsten as the #1 bowler in the world, Peter at 4, and we've just put a hurting on them. If we look at runs, the runs wasn't amazing. Stubbs 158 strike rate for a 79, Pretorius 131, Brevis 175. It wasn't amazing, but the ball is just, it's almost like good one-day economy rates that we've just put up in a whole series. World Cup time. You can bet your bottom dollar we are not making a change here. The only thing we could do is look to bring in a backup opener. Because remember, Markram's retired. You could bring in a Love, or I could bring in a Love, who last year scored 944 runs. It would make him a 3-format player. He's got 6 T20 centuries. The strike rate's a little low for my liking, but I'm not going to look past that and the amount of centuries at all. 1 century last year. Oh, this guy 2 centuries last year. Brett Mazzilli, 3 centuries overall, 159 strike rate. Oh, it's such a hard decision. I'm going to go with what you know. And DeLang is going to be the one to drop out. Gamidi is going to keep his place in the squad. I was going to take out Ferreira, but backup keeper. Oh no, we've got Pretorius. I could have done it. Anyway, damage is done. So World Cup time, let's just see how we are warming up. Our latest games, that arrow's pointing in the wrong direction. Our latest games, we've won the last 5 games and we're just in excellent form overall. And if we look at the series data, there's only the series loss to Pakistan in a great run of form. With the bat, we boast a 135 strike rate overall and 21 average. And then over the last few years, I feel like we've bettered that. This year's strike rate slightly down, but last couple of years 140, 151, the years when we were winning the World Cup. What are we actually in? We're in 2034. 2033 we put up over a 150 strike rate and our best batting average. 19 average with the bat, 8.09 economy rate. They're the 2 numbers that I look at the most when working this out. We've got a 9 average and a 9 strike rate and a 5 economy rate from 3 matches this calendar year. But last couple of years, the economy rate has slightly been up. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a Papua New Guinea, Afghanistan, Ireland, Namibia group. That feels quite favourable. New Zealand, England, Hong Kong, Nepal, Australia. So someone big's going to go out. Bangladesh, Zimbabwe, Sri Lanka in the same group. And West Indies, India, Pakistan. So another big team gonna go out. We are defending champions, and as such we need to go and play like defending champions. It does want us to play Love, which is really interesting, but we're not doing it. We've got a team that works for us, except Koning. You work for yourself, and it's not a great start. They get 154. Jansen went around the park. Bowlers lacked the controllers. They get 154, and our batting lineup capitulates with just Clarkson trying to hold on to the end, but is not good enough to get it across the line. We lose 3 wickets in the final 2 overs to end up 5 runs short. Ireland is a much better performance with Stubbs going big with 79. We get a great start from English and Koning 42 off 27. Duplessis with a 6 off the final ball as well. It's a lovely little touch as the bowlers romp. Wiley went at 2.5, Duplessis at 4. Does top the group, and the net run rate now looks amazing. PNG are the next team to feel the force of our bowling lineup. Wiley with 4, going at 6.5s. Peter, 3.5s. I feel this bowling attack is the best that we have had by a long distance. Stubbs and Brevis score the runs, take us home. It's still not a given we go through. We would have to capitulate incredibly to turn like a 6 net run rate surplus. And it's just not going to happen with this bowling attack on this watch. Kirsten with 5 for 14. Just incredible. This bowling attack is bowling teams out for less than 100. Brevis and Stubbs. We do have a slight concern about the bat as we go through to the next stages because, well, we've not really asked them to do anything yet. Do we get any... What upsets do we get? There's always some. Ireland out. I don't know if that's an upset there. Let's look at Group B. India, West Indies go through. I was hoping India would fall. Pakistan are out. Bangladesh are out as Kenya go through undefeated. England, Nepal go through with Australia and Hong Kong. This is incredible. That means we get West Indies, Kenya, Nepal, Afghanistan, India, Sri Lanka, England. Oh man, we have pulled the cards out the bag to end up with this group if we do not go through. We only just get through against Kenya. They bat really well for 188. Much heralded bowling attack struggled here. Jansen, Peter, Kirsten, Duplessis all going 9 and above. But we get home thanks to Koning and Stubbs. And oh my days, did we need it. The net run rate is actually pretty reasonable from that as well. Bowling attacks back though, baby. Don't forget about it. Kirsten 4 for 18, incredible. We're not really going to lose to Nepal, are we? But this batting unit, I'm going to say it again, has done nothing yet. As we do book ourselves into the next round. India are out. Oh, is it just opening up for back-to-back World Cup titles? Sri Lanka and England 1 and 2. We really want to be playing Sri Lanka, not England. We say that. Sri Lanka are 7th, England are 6th in the world before we started this episode in 2033. Just look at what we've done so far. With the bat, Stubbs is averaging 64 with a 161 strike rate. Koning 46 with a 155. Clarkson 45 with a 147. Duplessis going big with a 227. I think the problem is the averages are really low with the openers and we've not actually batted and scored a big score. But with the ball, Wiley 6.77 economy rate. But again, I feel like we've just played a bunch of minnows most of the time. Kirsten with 6.8. Man, we needed him to step up. He's stepping up again. Peter 6.68. Jansen pretty good with 14. As we lose a super over. They get 100 from Richards off 67 balls and score 200. And we end up tying. Koning with 105. What an incredible knock. We tie. We can't score a run off the final 3 deliveries. And we get 3 for 1. It does mean we go through, and in fact it does mean we are going to play Sri Lanka. Just looking at all players at the World Cup. Ed Valath for England getting it done with 277 runs. Tristan Stubbs 260, sits 5th in the rankings, and then there's the big drop off between what we're doing. And if we filter few on the strike rates as well, Brevis is up there with a 177. Koning with a 172 is very good. But when we look at the ball, we've essentially just got a different kettle of fish altogether. Kirsten with 17 wickets, averaging 10. In terms of strike rates, it doesn't actually give you that many players when you do the filter few. But if we look at just the South African team, we've got economy rates for days. We've got strike rates that are incredible. Duplessis, he is that 5th bowler. He's not going to be the best guy that we've got, but he has been good enough. And we do it. Koning is on fire. 55 off 33. Clarkson with 38 off 22. We had runs down the order after being 4 for 55. At that stage, we're thinking we are done. We are cooked. But we are not cooked with this bowling attack. We get a wonderful performance again from Janssen. 3 for 27 going at 6.75. We're into the final and we are playing against our old favourites. We're playing against the West Indies, who just put a beating on England by 42 runs. Beckford's in the team, Sinclair's in the team, and then none of the other players were part of our setup. Also, Campbell was on a hat-trick. He took a wicket with one wicket. So he was absolutely on fire at the top of that. Can we do it? Can we step up on the biggest of stages? Going back to back, this will officially be T20 chokers gone if we go back to back. The team is good. I don't think I'm going to make any changes. Proteas has been under the radar, fair to middling. His 140 T20 strike rate is perfectly in line with his domestic or combined T20 stats, which is quite interesting for me. But with the ball, it's the ball that does the damage. What do we got? We've just got a great cricket wicket. We have been inserted. Let's go. How do you want to start the World Cup final? With a no ball. Big English. Remember, last World Cup, semi-final, final, scored 50s. Here, World Cup final, down the ground, 4, brings up a 50. 50 in back-to-back T20 World Cup finals. Let's pick the bones out of that. Gives us 113 off 14 overs. It's nicely set, this game. It was nicely set until they bowl a 3-wicket maiden with a hat-trick. 158. I don't know if it's going to be enough. English goes just a great innings. A great innings on a quiet World Cup for him. 154 strike rate in his career. Brevis with some runs. Job to do. And there's a huge wicket. This is the final ball of the power play. Kirsten gets Wallace caught in the deep. They've gone from 36 for 3 to 36 for 4. Now it is officially game on. 8.7 and over required. And Duplessis, with the very first ball that he bowls, picks up the wicket at Beckford. That is huge. And in the very next over, with his dibbly-dobblies, cleans up Sinclair for pace. And in his third over, gets Ford as well. Peter comes right into the act. It is going to be back-to-back T20 World Cup wins. Peter's on the right march. He gets 2 in 3 balls to make it 77 for 9. And I feel it'll only be fit if Wiley got the wicket that won us the World Cup, because he, since he's come into this outfit, has been absolutely amazing. 13 games this year, average 1.5 with the bat. 21 wickets, 13 average, 13 strike rate, 6.17 economy rate. Let's go. But Marco Jansen, the spearhead of the attack, is caught at cover, and South Africa are back-to-back World Cup winners. And we've done it off the back of just having the most amazing bowling attack going. 2-time T20 international winner. Stubbs averaged 40 with a 157 strike rate. Koning 262 at a 164. English 151 strike rate, 27 average. Brevis was great as well. Pretoria's still not bad. There's still enough to like about it, but the ball is where we shone. Look at it. Duplessis under 8s, Peter under 8s, Wiley under 7s, Kirsten under 7s, and Jansen 8.22, 21 wickets. Is 21 wickets the most in the competition? No, 23 by Kirsten. Most runs was Lawrence of West Indies fame. Yeah, he looks a reasonable player. Man, we've been through the ringer in T20 cricket since the start, but I just want to call this out and show you this. This is the T20 World Cup, and you can do all this. It's automated in the stats pack. Just loading your scorecards. Out of everything, Stubbs and Markram have scored over 1,000 runs. Stubbs, a 151 strike rate in 44 T20 World Cup matches. That is quite preposterous. Preposterous? It's exceptional. Koning with the only century that someone has made. And if we look at the same with the ball just in T20 World Cups, Jansen, 73 wickets at 19, strike rate 13, economy rate 9.02. But Peter, 45 wickets at 17, 13 strike rate, 7.54 economy. Kirsten, 19 games, 34 wickets at 14, 11 strike rate, 7.47 economy rate. And then you get Wiley coming in with a 6.94, which out of everyone that's bowled for us in World Cups, you've got to say is the best. He's up there. It's better than Maharaj due to going at under 7 and over. And Kirsten, probably the third best. And Peter, probably the fourth best. So 3 of those are all playing for us at the same time. It's worth noting the rise of us, really. We are now the 3rd best team for the last 2 years on 278 points across all 3 formats. It's a pretty good place to be. We're still quite a bit to go behind India on 324, Pakistan on 309, but you can see the rise. We had a good series, really, ODI stuff. We didn't do great against India, but we've gone from 80 to 92 to 95 in the ratings, sat in 3rd quite nicely. T20 cricket looks a little bit skewed because we are number 1, even though other teams have been much better in previous years. But our rating of 99 to finish the year is 2 higher than it was last year and 17 higher than it was 3 years ago. Just if we want to talk about the issues, we've gone up. We've gone up 2 points in the Test World ratings. We've gone from 82 to 84, but ranked 6th to ranked 7th. ODI form, still lots of greens. T20 stuff, lots of greens, minus the loss to Afghanistan. But Test cricket's the one where we're not quite there yet. We've got a lot to keep building. We need a better batting unit in that form of the game, I would say. Series-wise, you can see Test matches. Actually, we've not lost for the last 3 games. Pakistan, India and New Zealand. New Zealand are terrible on this game, actually. It is worth calling out. They are 10th in the world in Test cricket. But it's a Pakistan 1-2 world and we tied with them. So maybe I should go a little easier on myself and go, actually, that's not a bad performance. ODI, there's only the loss to India, who's number 1 in the world. And T20s, there's only the loss to Pakistan. So now we are a 2-time T20 World Cup winner. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Next time out, we're playing against Zimbabwe. Good opportunity to give guys games. Afghanistan again, give guys games before 3 tests against Australia. I do wonder from a Test World Championship point of view whether, or we're obviously not going to be anywhere near this time, we might start building a case that we're going to be okay going forward. A bit of West Indies action away, and then the biggie. It is the ODI World Cup. We are building for this. We are built for this. We need to be number 1 in ODI cricket in the world, and we've got to win the ODI World Cup. That is where we're heading next time. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. We'll see you soon.